happening, everybody?
Hey, I'm Ray.
I'm John.
And today we're going to change things up a little bit and talk about video games.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, just to, we should have let you know earlier that we were kind of going to start taking this new direction, but we felt like it was better for the show that we kind of, that we mix things up. We don't want it to get stale.
Mm-hmm. So today, taking a break from what we usually do, we're going to talk about video games.
Yeah, we're actually going to talk about Assassin's Creed Unity and the controversy surrounding that. We're going to talk about Shadows of Mordor, which I had just played and beaten. And we're going to have a discussion about this new game called Hatred that's coming out. It's a little controversial looking, so we're going to kind of see what's going on with that. But first for news. So Assassin's Creed Unity is coming out November 11th, I think.
Ooh, right around the corner.
Yes, sir. And that game is coming out on Xbox One, PS4, and PC. And they just announced recently that the Xbox and PS4 versions are both going to be 900p 30 frames per second.
Which 900p?
I know what you're thinking. Okay, who cares? Some people do. People are saying that it's kind of fishy because the PS4 should be able to... The PS4 is a stronger console than the Xbox One. Just very technologically speaking, hardware speaking. It should be able to put out 1080p. People are saying that the Ubisoft and Microsoft, they're both soft. They have a marketing deal where every time they're showing off Assassin's Creed Unity, they're showing it off on Xbox One hardware.
That's pretty soft.
So people are saying you follow the money. Microsoft is paying Ubisoft to advertise their game. What if they went to Ubisoft and they said, you know what, can you turn the PS4 version, can you make it on par with ours so that there's less competition? Which, whether that's true or not, that's an insane theory.
Yeah.
But you can't.
That would be ridiculous.
But you can't. At the same time, you can't say that it's not.
Yeah, I do have a question though, because it was my understanding that the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 were capable of 1080p. Is that not true? I'm the indie game guy.
They definitely were. I don't think everything ran at 1080p. I know there's been a lot of weird stuff with the Xbox One and resolutions. There was was it Titanfall that was, or no, Call of Duty. Call of Duty Ghosts was it was 768p or something.
Oh, yeah.
It was really weird, and a lot of stuff is 900p on Xbox. It's funny because right after they announced that Assassin's Creed is the same as, it's going to be the same across both consoles, they just put out the specs for Dragon Age Inquisition, and that's going to be 1080p on PS4 and 900p on Xbox. And it might be Witcher. There's another game that's
there's really
1080p on PS4 and 900p on Xbox. So
no reason that they can't.
The most ridiculous thing is that one of the main the lead developers, he went on and he went to some website and he said that, well, we actually think the game looks better at 30 frames per second than it does at 60.
What are you talking
because
about?
It is
literally not better.
It is a more cinematic experience. 60 frames per second is good for shooters or racing games, but if we're delivering a movie-like experience, 30 frames per second is perfect because 60 frames per second looks too weird.
Yeah, true.
And everyone collectively went, what?
Why have a more lifelike experience when you can just have a more TV-like experience?
Yeah, he compared it to the Hobbit movies. He's 60 frames per second looks weird with action games. They should all be 30 frames per second. And then there's a rumor that the PC version of Assassin's Creed Unity is going to be 30 frames per second, which will blow, if that happens, that's going to be insane.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I think Dead Rising 3 might be capped at 30 frames per second on PC.
Interesting.
I don't know why they do those things. Ubisoft just announced that the Crew, the driving game, there's going to be an option for 60 frames per second on PC.
Hey,
nice. Thanks for looking out for us, right?
We're making leaps and bounds in the computer technology field.
It's just so weird. I hate how there's this thing where Did you play?
My question is, do you think there exists a computer that can run a game at 60 frames per second? Do you think the technology exists?
Maybe that's.
Maybe they're just saving us from ourselves.
Yeah,
John.
that we can't hold that much power. We won't know what to do with it.
I personally don't know what I would do with all those extra frames.
Did you play Dead Space 3 or hear anything surrounding it?
Yes, I did.
They hampered that game visually on the PC. Like they straight up said that they didn't make it look as good as it could on PC because they didn't want console owners to feel bad that they were getting an inferior product.
You're right, because the internet shames console owners enough as it is. They don't need
developers. When you're building a PC, it's like an $800 thing, right?
Yeah.
Like you've put in money.
Oh,
you have bought parts.
$800.
Like the consoles are for number one, they're for exclusives, and number two, they're for people who don't feel like building a PC. And they're like, I just want to buy a box, hook it up to my TV, and play these games. PC is for people that are much more into like kind of customizing it, like overclocking their cards, making everything look the best that it can.
Yeah.
So why not make it look? Why are you like punishing these people who are investing way more money into their things, expecting a better outcome?
Personally, I think that this is a little bit off topic, but I'm really looking forward to the Steam boxes making full release, because that seems like a very happy medium between the like absolute overclock nature of PC gaming versus the I just want this thing that can play games nature of consoles, if you know what I mean.
Have they redesigned like that controller? Because I heard that controller is horrible.
The controller, it seems cool if they can actually make it work, but it is apparently it was like too like flimsy last I heard. Yeah. So
well,
if they can perfect it, it could be dope.
Yeah, they'll continue developing it. Anyway, we had to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk about Shadows of Mordor. So stay tuned.